Now that we've established why budgeting is important, let's talk about setting financial goals. This is where the fun begins. Think of your financial goals as your destination. Your budget is the map that gets you there. Without a clear destination, you're just wandering aimlessly, hoping to stumble upon something good. That's not a very effective way to manage your money, trust me. I've found that the key to setting effective financial goals is to make them SMART. You've probably heard of this acronym before, but it's worth repeating. Specific. Your goal should be clearly defined. Instead of saying, I want to save money, say, I want to save $5,000 for a down payment on a car. Measurable. You need to be able to track your progress. How will you know if you're making progress if you don't have a way to measure it? For example, I will save $200 per month. Achievable. Your goal should be realistic and attainable. Don't set yourself up for failure by setting unrealistic expectations. If you are barely making ends meet, saving $5,000 in a month is not realistic. Relevant. Your goal should be relevant to your overall financial situation and values. Does it align with your long-term plans? Time-bound. Your goal should have a deadline. This creates a sense of urgency and helps you stay motivated. For example, I will save $5,000 for a down payment on a car within 2 years. Let's look at some examples of different types of financial goals. You've got short-term goals, like saving for a weekend getaway or paying off a small credit card balance. These are things you can typically achieve within a few months to a year. Then you have medium-term goals, such as saving for a down payment on a house, buying a new car, or starting a small business. These goals might take a few years to achieve. And finally, you have long-term goals, like retirement planning or funding your children's education. These are the big picture goals that you'll be working towards for many years. Here's a little exercise I like to do, and I encourage you to try it too. Grab a piece of paper or open a document on your computer, and write down 3 financial goals. 1 short-term, 1 medium-term, and 1 long-term. Now, make sure each goal is SMART. This simple exercise can be incredibly powerful in clarifying your financial priorities. For example, let's say you want to pay off your credit card debt. That's a great goal. But let's make it SMART. Instead of just saying, I want to pay off my credit card debt, you could say, I want to pay off my $2,000 credit card balance within 12 months by making monthly payments of at least $167. See how much more specific and actionable that is. Having clear financial goals isn't just about having something to aim for. It's also about staying motivated and focused on your budgeting efforts. When you have a clear picture of what you're working towards, it's much easier to stick to your budget and make smart financial choices. It gives you that why behind all the tracking and planning. It's that feeling of accomplishment when you hit a milestone, no matter how small. It's also important to remember that your financial goals can change over time. As your life changes, your priorities may shift. That's perfectly okay. Don't be afraid to revisit your goals and adjust them as needed. The important thing is to have a plan and to be actively working towards something. It's like having a destination in mind for a road trip. You might take a few detours along the way, but you're still headed in the right direction. Alright, let's move on to choosing the right budgeting method. This is where things get interesting, because there's no one-size-fits-all approach. It's all about finding what works best for you.